Okay, good to see you again. We're going to finish our section dealing with cell membranes and plasma membranes. To do that, we have to focus on a few of the specialty based components associated with that membrane. So what you'll need to get started, you'll have a form that will be handed out in class on Monday, and that form will depict the microvilli component, and it will also deal with the junction component from from plasma membrane specialization. So you'll have that form to work with. You'll also need your second packet of concept maps. The first part of that packet we've already completed. It dealt with phospholipid bilayers. So you've filled that out. You'll need the bottom map, and I believe the first one, on the second page. So you'll need those resources for this video. In addition to this video, you'll have a 2-minute video to watch that deals specifically with a unique component of microvilli in a specific part of your body. So to get started, we can start on microvilli and what we know about them. They're located within and on the plasma membrane of cells. They have a specialty type purpose, and to give you a starting point, we know that they're finger-like projections that increase the surface area on a cell in relation to absorption. Alright, so what's unique about this absorption is you would think, well, why does the surface area of a cell need more area? Well, that additional surface area allows more resources that the cell needs for survival. It allows them more access to those cells. It allows a greater surface area for those types of things like oxygen and proteins and ions to actually come into contact with the cell. So it makes the surface area, the space available to come into contact with those needed resources, greater. An example of this is going to involve the digestive system in your body and my body. The microvilli in the small intestine have a unique purpose that you'll find out about in relation when you watch the video. So we know right now microvilli are important. They're a specialized component of the plasma membrane and the cell membrane. They're finger-like projections that increase the surface area for absorption. And we know that greater surface area creates more opportunities for the resources that cells need to come into contact with the actual cell. So we'll start this video. I'll also attach the second 2-minute video to your Google Classroom, and I'll be back with you in a second in relation to another specialization of the plasma membrane. We also know that plasma membranes come into contact with other cells, and these cells from a junction standpoint relate to one another, and those junctions are related specifically to the plasma membrane or cell membrane within a cell. So membrane junctions, we know these junctions are special areas of cells and membranes that attach one cell to the next. So from a definition standpoint, we know that those junctions are important in relation to how they attach one cell to another. And you have 3 unique types of that relationship, and the first one involves a tight junction, and this involves the lipid proteins of 2 plasma membranes. So the lipid proteins associated with 2 cells coming together, their plasma membranes touching, those 2 plasma membranes are bound together by proteins. And tight junction identifies what actually happens. Because it's tight, it actually prevents the passage of material in between cells at that specific location. The second type involves desmosomes. These are unique, and these provide an anchoring point, a specific point where one cell membrane can anchor to another. And what's unique about these is that they're very flexible. They're a flexible junction. A lot of times the cells within your body move. They're jolted around, but this type of junction creates a flexible attachment that resists stretching and turning and the impact that occurs within your body. The second type of junction is called a gap junction, and this is exactly what it suggests. It's a gap, a small gap that exists between 2 cells, and it involves 2 cells held together by interlocking proteins. But what occurs in between those cells is a small junction, and this junction lets certain materials pass in between the cells that those cells can use, various ions and certain molecules or proteins that cells need to be successful. So once again, you have a couple things to accomplish Monday. You have very quick notes in relation to concept maps, dealing specifically with membrane junctions and microvilli. You have a very short 2-minute and 10-second video to watch that supports microvilli in your digestive system and some of the roles it has in relation to that. So for Monday, I will not be there. Make sure we listen to the substitute teacher, and if you have any questions, save those for me on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Thanks.